Dinner time for our big family today is cast iron lasagna, and the recipe is from my cookbook. I'm super excited to be using my cookbook to make dinner for my family, and so I thought, you know what, how perfect would it be to make the first recipe out of my cookbook being the cast iron lasagna. So I have my 4 pounds of ground beef in my pan. Now we're gonna add all the seasonings. I'm just gonna crunch this up a little bit with my Pampered Chef chopper. Love this so much. It's perfect for ground sausage, ground beef. I even sometimes will use it for when I'm making like egg salad sandwiches and you have to like chop up the eggs, add the mayonnaise and stuff. It's just perfect. So I'm gonna get this ground up a little bit more, and then we're gonna add the onion and all my seasonings. Okay, I got burner on medium heat. Okay, so we're gonna add 1 onion chopped. There we go. 2 tablespoons of garlic. All right, I'm gonna make sure I get all of that. Then 2 tablespoons of minced onion. Whoop. Looks like my thing was a little wet. There we go. A tablespoon of garlic powder. And then 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. There we go. And then 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. All right, so I'm gonna continue cooking this for 15 minutes. We wanna make sure that the burger is almost done. It might not be 100% done, but that's okay because it's gonna cook again when we put it in the oven. So, and I wanna get these onions kind of soft here. So 15 minutes on medium heat, and then we're gonna come back and add more ingredients. All right, I thought I'd put you guys up a little higher so you can see more of what's going on. So yeah, the burger's almost done. The onions are looking nice. It smells absolutely wonderful. I'm so excited to be making this. I mean, like, I'm literally looking at my own cookbook, making my own food. It's super cool, super cool. So yeah, we're gonna continue cooking it, probably another 10 minutes. And then we're gonna add some fire roasted tomatoes, spaghetti sauce, and then while this is simmering, we're gonna make the cheese with the ricotta, and I like to add cream cheese to mine. So we're gonna mix that together. You guys are probably wondering about my shirt. So when we went to Universal Studios, we all got one of the Harry Potter, is it like dorms or is it clans? I don't really know what it is, but I am the Hufflepuffer or something on. And yeah, so I'm wearing it because, you know, I got it at Universal and whatever. So that's why I'm wearing this cool, like, I actually look like soccer, hey? Like a soccer fan. Then of course I got my fall apron. Found it at TJ Maxx. It was like $9. Super excited. All right, looking good already. Now that the burger is done, we are going to turn off the heat, and now we're gonna add all of our sauces. So I'm not gonna drain mine because I'm using a very, very lean meat, so there is no extra like fats and stuff. But if you use a meat that maybe isn't as lean, I'm using a 90-10, you might wanna drain some of the juices out so your lasagna isn't like all kind of watery and greasy. So now we're gonna add 1 can of tomato paste. I like to get the big can. All right, it just works better when you have this much food. I was in my garden today and I picked so many beautiful Roma tomatoes. I cannot wait to sun dry them. I cannot wait to make my own salsa. And I'd like to try and make fire roasted tomatoes and spaghetti sauce. I mean, I have so many tomatoes. Okay, it's 3 cans of the fire roasted tomatoes. They make them in 2 different ones. Like you can get the ones with garlic, which I have, or you can just get the regular ones, and I get the ones with garlic. Unless they're out, then I don't get the ones with garlic, but so good. And I don't drain these either. There's only a little bit of liquid on the top. And because I use such a lean meat, I'm not gonna want, you know, I want some more liquid. All right, there we go. And then it is 2 jars of spaghetti sauce. Make sure you don't splatter it on yourself. And this is gonna be a very full pot, but I am feeding lots of people. All right, there we go. And now we're gonna stir this, set it aside, and we're gonna get the cheese ready. Yummy. You can also, if you like, you can add some pork to it. I've done it that way where I've added like maybe a pound of pork to it if you want, you know, more of a big time flavor, because, you know, sometimes like the pork sausage will have a nice flavor like a breakfast sausage. There we go. All right, we're gonna keep stirring this, set it aside. And then also, you're gonna wanna preheat your oven at 375. I forgot to tell you that. I didn't preheat my oven yet because it's kind of loud, like I have a loud blower, and I wanted you guys to be able to hear me okay. So I'm gonna preheat my oven once I get everything together and then get it in the oven. All right, nice. This is a lot of meat. Looks great though. The reason I'm not continuing to cook it is because we're gonna construct it, put it together in the cast iron pan, and it's gonna be cooked for, I believe, 45 minutes. 55 minutes, okay, I was off. Make sure I don't get anything on my cookbook. Now it's time to get our cheese for the layers for the lasagna. So we're gonna start by combining 2 cups of Italian cheese, shredded cheese. And then we're gonna add 2 large eggs. I think I got a spoon here. And then it's a tablespoon of oregano. And then a teaspoon of white pepper. I have to look at my cheat sheet here. And then a half a tablespoon of garlic salt. And 1 block of cream cheese. Make sure it's softened. Anytime you use cream cheese, make sure it's softened. It's gonna be a lot easier to work with. And then 16 ounces of ricotta cheese. This is a 32 ounce, so I'm gonna do half of it. You can also use cottage cheese if you would like. I like it with the ricotta. All right. Now we're just gonna mix this really well. And then once this is done, we're gonna start start layering our lasagna. All right. Okay, it is time to put our lasagna together. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put 2 cups of the meat sauce in the bottom because we don't want it to stick. Whenever I make any kind of casserole, if I have a sauce, I like to put a little bit of the sauce on the bottom just to keep things from sticking. So we're gonna put 2 cups of the meat sauce on the bottom here. There we go. I'm gonna spread it out, and then we're gonna start by putting, I actually might put a little bit more maybe. I think I'm gonna put another cup in here. I mean, the 2 would work, but I think I'm just gonna do a little bit more. There we go. Okay. And then we're gonna start by putting a layer of noodles. So you need 2 boxes of oven-ready noodles. I only have 1, so I wasn't prepared. So I might have to maybe cook up some noodles. We will see how it goes. So you're gonna do a layer of the noodles. It might not cover every single space, but that's okay. And you might have to piece it together, but when you cook it, it'll be fine. Now we're gonna put half of the cheese mixture on here. Okay, there we go. And then spread that around. I think I need to get a different tool. Give me just a second. Next up is another layer of shells. And then we're gonna repeat it all over again with the meat. So normally I would have these like all over, but because I didn't have 2 boxes of it, I'm kind of being sparse with it. All right, so now we're gonna do a layer of the sauce. I am making a mess. So I'm gonna say 4 cups probably of the sauce. It looks like that'd be good. All right, got a different spatula for the cheese. It didn't seem to be spreading very well. So 4 cups look perfect. All right, I'm gonna cover that up. Nice, that's very nice. And a little bit on the edges. You might have a little bit of meat left over. If you do, you can whip up a small one. I'll get this mixed in. It mixed it very well on the bottom. Kind of nervous making my own food. It's kind of weird. All right, next up is another layer of shells. And it looks like I'm going to have to get cook up some shells because I'm not gonna have enough. There we go. And now the rest of the cheese. Oh my goodness. All right, let's do this. Might be a little easier. A little easier. And we're gonna finish off with shells, meat, and cheese. So I'm gonna get the rest of these noodles cooked and I will be right back. So you definitely need 2 boxes. All right. Let's get this spread. And then, so your cheese layers aren't gonna be as thick as your meat layers, and that's okay. If you want, you can sprinkle some more cheese on top, but I don't know, it's super good. All right, so they're a little hot. I might have to cut a couple of them. That's okay. Normally I'd let them cool down a little bit, but I really want to get going on this lasagna because my family's gonna be home soon. I'll have to do a little trimming of the edges here. I can actually poke that down. You get some scissors. All right. Just gonna fill it in. These flies are crazy. There we go. All right, perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna cut it just so it... Now that I got the noodles on, we're going to add the sauce. So it's like a third, a third, a third. And then the cheese, I got my oven preheating. So you wanna do like the 2 cups or 3 cups on the bottom, then a third for your second one, then a third for your, the first layer, then the second. I gotta add some more, but I wanna get it spread out. It's so beautiful here today. Also, if you are gluten-free, I have actually made lasagna with zucchini noodles, and oh, was it really good. Same concept, exact same recipe. I just used zucchini. I know you guys are thinking that's gonna overflow. I haven't had it overflow yet. All right, that looks good. I'll probably tuck in the edges and put a pan underneath just in case. Okay. I just have a little bit of meat left. All right, we're gonna get right to the edges, right to the edge. Oh, this is amazing. And now we have 2 cups of cheese that we are gonna finish it off with. So just a tip for you, I like to add all the cheese to the middle and then push it out. That's just kind of my thing, because I feel like when I put cheese on, like over the edges, it gets all over the counter. Okay, I'm gonna keep spreading this out, and then we're gonna stick it into, oh, see, just went on the ground. Keep spreading this out, and then I will get this in the oven and then show you the done product. Amazing. Make sure you get right to the edges. And I don't have a lot of cheese on top. If you'd like to put more, you can, but there's so much cheese throughout the lasagna. But, you know, welcome to make it your own too. I mean, if you want to do a little more cheese, go ahead. All right, that's beautiful. Okay, now it's time to get into the oven. Love it. All right, it looks great. It is all done. Super yummy. You guys excited to eat dinner?
Yes.
Yeah, they are. All right, thank you so much for joining me on making this cast iron lasagna.
You know what I need?
From my cookbook. What do you need?
Dr. Pepper. With this great lasagna.
With the great, okay. Anyway, thank you again for joining me. Make sure to pre-order my cookbook. You're gonna love it, I'm telling you. And the recipe worked. Yay, I'm so excited.
Subscribe and like and just the bell 10.
Subscribe and like and just the bell's 10. Thank you so much. All right.